I am happy that my CryptoQ media channel is back online. Regarding an article published by the Ripple News organization covering the Bitcoin market, it is blasphemy for the co-founder to support Harris for president. True billionaire and co-founder Chris Larsen is naturally going to be brought up. On top of that, I'll give you my 2 cents on the subject, but there are plenty of others. On the other hand, I respectfully disagree with some of the material presented, such as the assertion that he would never do this unless it established the SEC was suing Ripple. The fact that it was an inside job is intriguing in and of itself, the conspiracy around it is as intriguing. This is an intriguing development, yet some see it as proof that Ripple is anti-crypto. Furthermore, it has no prior warning, therefore it is surprising everyone. What a remarkable feat he has pulled off. Crypto is being targeted from the highest levels of government by the current administration, and it's perplexing that we seem to be powerless to stop it. Rather, a paradisiacal firestorm is on our way. This administration's idiocy has mostly affected Rippling, so he must be kidding. For Chris Larsen, how could he possibly back Kamala Harris's presidential campaign? Absolutely, I think we can find a lot to talk about and analyze. Please understand that I am not a financial advisor and do not pretend to be one. Before we go any further, you are not to purchase or sell anything, regardless of my words or deeds. To pass the time, I enjoy making short films about cryptocurrencies and upload them to YouTube. I'm simply an enthusiast. Just so we're clear, it makes zero difference to me whether you're planning to vote liberal or conservative. Political discourse has no place here. To keep things on track and civil, I will only respond to specific accusations and the poor reasoning that has been used to criticize Ripple and Chris Larsen specifically. Whether or not any of you are aware, Chris Larsen has maintained an outspoken political left stance throughout his career. Here at the table, I'll give you a few examples that came before he was a co-founder of Ripple Friends, just so you know it shouldn't be too shocking. This is because Ripple's co-founder Chris Larsen is a Democrat, which is a major factor. The following billionaires contributed to Joe Biden's 2020 presidential campaign, as reported in a Forbes article. After the results are announced in February of 2021, this happens. Contributing $50,000 worth of cryptocurrency was Chris Larsen, who is worth $2.9 billion. If you scroll down this page, you'll notice that this isn't his first time. Nobody on the inside was involved in any way. That is not, in fact, the reason behind Chris Larsen's behavior. By voting for him, he is demonstrating his support for his views. He plans to vote his ballot in that way because it aligns with his genuine beliefs. It appears to be the case from every angle. Also, this is not something that should shock us. This year's postings from San Francisco State University. And I'll just gloss over the majority of it. It isn't overly lengthy, but it's also superfluous. As one example, the Lam Larsen Climate Change Foundation, which Chris Larsen established through his website, has donated more than $120 million to fight climate change. He has strong feelings about that. If you remember this controversy from early 2022, it was covered in this CoinDesk headline. After Larsen's $5 million attempt to get Bitcoin's code modified, Bitcoin advocates laughed it off. This campaign has raised $5 million to alter Bitcoin's underlying code to make it less power-hungry. I don't think it will succeed, Chris Larsen, because Bitcoin needs a lot of electricity. He thinks it's harmful to the environment. Your opinion on that is irrelevant to me. It will not be covered in this video. Just trying to win you over, that's all. On top of that, there is a plethora of additional evidence available online. This is just a small sampling of the many ways in which he has always leaned in this direction. No new information has been included. Please understand that he is only exercising his right to vote in accordance with his ideological beliefs. If you find this unusual, here is the headline. I will try to shed light on the situation and provide further reasoning and data to show that Ripple is not negatively impacted by this. Just to refresh your memory, this is the latest headline. An influential member of Ripple's executive team has endorsed Harris for president in a letter. Ripple is the business that created the XRP cryptocurrency. Among Ripple's original founders is Harris. I mean, come on, people. They still use the Cointelegraph. Full of trickery is the Cointelegraph. Following XRP, further Ripples were formed. In 2024, they're still fibbing. I really hope they aren't stupid. My gears are basically protected. My gear, indeed. Regardless, is on a list of those who have endorsed Kamala Harris for president. Chris Larsen, who is both a co-founder and the current executive chairman of Ripple, has signed a letter endorsing Harris for president. Reportedly, 88 American business executives have put their names to a letter on September 6, according to CNBC. James Murdoch, who had formerly worked as CEO of 21st Century Fox and Box, as well as Aaron Levy Co., Jeremy Stoppelman, Michael Linton, Snap chairman, and others, were among the important signatories. Gene Sperling, who had previously served on the Ripple board, left the White House in early August to join the presidential campaign of Kamala Harris for 2024. Cointelegraph contacted Ripple for comment on the endorsement, but had not received a response as of writing. Okay, so this is what I made when I woke up and heard the news. Yep, I'm sorry to hear that. Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen has opted to support Kamala Harris. It appears he's prepared to endure additional crypto assaults from the Biden administration under Harris's supervision, but I did not expect voters to be so subject-oriented. Although I find the current administration's position on Bitcoin to be disagreeable, I can see why people find it uncomfortable. In my view, the outcome will remain unchanged regardless of Harris's election. Even yet, I understand if you don't base your vote on a particular topic. I know I've mentioned it before, but it's not always simple to vote on a single subject unless it's your top concern. Listen, I want you to know that I actually do mean it. Consequently, I have inquired of all those who want to cast a ballot for Harris, why, if everything else is more important to you than voting against your own financial interests in Bitcoin, I can understand and even accept your decision. Just make sure you're aware that you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. I also have something to say to conservatives who are considering voting for Trump. Put yourself in their shoes for a while and try to understand. Imagine a scenario where things were reversed. This is due to the fact that, in reality, the vast majority of congressmen are Democrats. This is proven by the way they cast their ballots. Almost all of them are against crypto. On the other hand, it seems like almost every Republican is on board with cryptocurrency. Additionally, the vote counts are conclusive. Since it's not an opinion but rather reality, you may back it up with facts. It stands as it is. Imagine us now on the opposite side. Imagine a world where Democrats were ardent proponents of cryptocurrencies and Republicans were completely against it. Consider your stance on crypto as a policy issue, especially if you lean conservative. Think about the consequences of voting against your own interests, even though you know it's the right thing to do. But in this case, voting for the Democrats, the party that supports cryptocurrency, would mean going against all of your principles. Could you stomach that? And if some of you would reply favorably, that's just okay. Voters may have narrow interests. It seems like it might not be the case for most people. I am not attempting to convince you to do anything other than what you believe to be correct. That you took the time to watch my video is truly appreciated. Please subscribe and like my channel before I end this.